don't know about you, but I feel like it makes me first. And suddenly here we are staring down June 1st, and I don't know where the time is going, but it's definitely happening faster. My kids started camp on Tuesday, so I'm in a fun transition period. I will admit, it's super nice having the structure of going to school. Right, we get up at the same time, we get ready, we have our routine, and then that stops, and then you have a new routine for 2 months. And didn't realize how much it upset my routine until this morning when today is not going the way I expected it would be. So I appreciate everybody's grace this morning as we're running a little behind, but I'm really happy to see all of you. And thank you for being here. I am Hillary Lace. I'm the Executive Director. This is the May Town Hall. We're going to give you some updates from across the community. And I just want to remind everybody, and even for myself, put our phones on silent if you haven't already. And we're going to do Q&A. The idea is, though, that, where's Alex? Alex got the microphone. So if you have a question, please wait for her to come and bring you the microphone. She will, basically that allows everybody who's watching later to hear your question directly from the audience. The second thing is that let's keep the questions kind of department general, right? If it's really unique to you, your department, your situation, I ask that we handle that one-on-one after the meeting, and so that we can keep it germane to everybody who's here. But I'm going to jump in. The other thing is Missy is sick today, so she will not be here. So I'm covering a lot of content because Amber's also on vacation. So we're running kind of a skeleton crew today. So I want to talk a little bit, though, about the billing transition, because for those of you who've been through these types of conversions, the best laid plans never come out the way you want them to. So it's been a lot more difficult than I think anybody could have anticipated. That said, what we know is that the product that we're going to is way better than what we had. But we have another probably 30 to 60 days of working out some kinks. And what we've discovered is we have some unique billing situations like this. And so now we have to teach our new system how to deal with those. So I'm teasing that only to say that we're getting ready to close the month of May and generate statements for June tomorrow. Tomorrow's technically the last business day of the month. And this month, you will be emailed out your statement. So I know last month you got a printed copy and an emailed statement. This month you will get an emailed statement. Now what I'm going to do is draft all of this in a letter that spells out what you anticipate, and we'll pass that out this evening door to door so that you can see scripted what you anticipate. What I can say is that the access to Rent Cafe, where you'll be able to get into the portal and see all of your rent charges, change how you pay, I guess handle it just like you would any other type of online billing system. That access, we're still probably a solid 30, 60 days away from granting you that access. So I'll have more details to come on that in the coming month, the coming weeks, and we'll keep you updated on all of that. That said, last month, and I'll remind everybody of this in the letter that I sent, you got a separate letter that asked, is this email address the right email address for you? So if you didn't see that, or if you didn't have a chance to respond, or if it's not correct, we still need to know that, because when we get you set up for that portal access, we want to make sure we create and grant credentials using the right email address. Okay? So, like I said, I will tease that in another letter later today. Another follow-up from the admin advisory group is, and we heard you on this, and this is a very good suggestion, we want to make sure we're consistently dating things. So we will be, any communication that comes to your door and the e-blast are being dated, so that you have kind of a chronological record of when the notice went out. And to be clear, we are still going to use the e-blast 1981 door-to-door messaging as necessary to communicate with what we know and what we will continue to do is that sometimes a multimedia approach to communication ensures that most people see it. Can't guarantee that everybody sees it, but we do know that that's working well and we'll continue to do that. Let's see what else. The downstairs space. So we are in the final stages of finalizing the lease with Beata, who's going to take that over as an outpatient therapy fitness space, as well as adding and moving some of our spa, salon, and wellness services downstairs. So all of that is actively in the works. As you've seen, there's been some equipment that's already moved in, there's been some flooring done. We're in the final stages of signing some contracts and lease agreements and continuing to add to the menu of wellness services, including acupuncture and some other services that allow you to access more and wellness model services to support your overall health and well-being. So more to come on that as we continue to build that out. And let me just review everything super quickly. Those were my big announcements for today, other than to remind everybody that the admin advisory meeting is on the third Wednesday of every month at 2 p.m. in the Way Vista. So that was last Wednesday. Any questions for me before I move over to food and beverage?
Hi, thank you. We used to get a roster on a monthly basis, and I haven't seen one for many months.
I believe Missy spoke about that last month. That's available at the concierge desk, right, Allie?
Is it updated? Because I have a friend who moved from one unit to the other, and on the Life Loop, it's not changed.
Okay, we'll look at that.
Okay.
Kind of let Allie know who that is so we can go into Life Loop and see why that isn't syncing up quite properly, because that should sync when that
Okay,
happens.
so the rosters we get from the front desk.
Concierge, yes.
Okay,
Yep, and it's updated live.
okay. Thank
Any
you.
other questions for me today? All right, well, I'm going to turn it over to Shane, who's here to talk all things culinary.
Good morning, everybody. So, a lot of exciting things happening in our department. I'll start off with, did you hear me back there?
Yeah.
So, to start off with, we have a dining room flower committee meeting tomorrow at 10 a.m. in Taboo. If you're at all interested in helping do the flower arrangements for the table, I love to do it, but I can't do it all by myself all the time. So, if you're interested in that, that'll be a nice activity that we can participate in together, collaborate with. Menus of the future. We have a lot of stuff going on with our menus right now. And I know that for you, it seems like a long process, and Rome wasn't built in a day, so there is a huge process. Chef is very stable in his position now and feels confident, and he's able to start thinking about more creative culinary stuff. And of course, Henaro is always working very hard to make improvements as well. So we have a really great team with the three of us. Three likes to call us the three-legged stool. So one of our legs is off, we have to get that checked. So one of the biggest things that's coming up is Chef has received more autonomy in choosing what he wants to serve on all of his menus. Because we're using an outsourced dietary company, and now we are able to put more autonomy on the chef to decide that. So some of the very strange things that we've made sometimes, that you've never heard of the Crandall menu, we're able to move away from that, and we're working hard to get there. And each dining room and each venue also has some exciting changes coming forward, but it's a process. So we're really excited about that. Our food and beverage advisory meeting is on the first Tuesday of every month at 9:30 in Buena Vista. So please be there, because we'll give you some more updates, more on our department there. Memorial Day was a huge hit. I was on vacation, and I'm so proud of the team. They worked really hard, in particular, Reina, Henaro, Chef, and the entire team who worked very hard on that event. So I heard it was
I'm curious, you talk about these culinary delights. I'm not talking about your culinary displays, but for some of us, we would really like more simple food, like a bison burger or bison steak, or not all of the stuff that goes on some of these things.
Very well. So like I said, Chef will have more autonomy to do what is more suiting to our community. And you can come to our advisory meeting and he will be present there and you can give him those ideas. He is listening and open to that, and we are planning menus right now. So we want to move away from a 5-week cycle of things put in there to give so much variety that nothing is really consistent and nothing is really interesting. Yes.
Hold on a second.
Sorry, I always forget.
Memorial Day was wonderful. It looked beautiful. It was served beautifully. Everything was really nice. The food was delicious, but the beef ribs were so burnt that I knew 8 or 15 people who returned them and said they couldn't eat them. They were just so charred. The meat on them was just burnt.
Yeah, well, thank you for letting me know that. I'll talk to Chef about that. I did hear a lot of compliments on everything else, so sorry about that. We can do better, so thanks for letting me know. Any other questions? All right, well, have a great afternoon, and thank you very much for your time. And next is James.
There he is.
Good morning. It's short and sweet for me today. I think the big thing that you all, first of all, my name is James Seaman, I'm Director of Plant Operations, which means I oversee maintenance, housekeeping, and things of that nature. I think the big thing is the water pressure situation in the main building. Not to get too technical, but essentially we have a controller that boosts our water pressure went out. So we get about 30 PSI from the city. We boost that up to about 72. And what that does is it means where the water comes into the building, it can reach all the way to the 5th and 4th floors, right? Because that's a long way to go. What happens is the unit that controls those pumps failed. It's a very specialized system. It's a custom built 3-phase pump motor setup. So we are working on getting that replaced. I have a good lead on a new controller that should be here in the next 10 business days. And then installation will take 1 to 3 days. So I'm hopeful within the next 2 weeks that we will be able to get all of the pressure back up and running. And that does affect, I know some people are having some hot water issues. That is part of that, right? If the hot water can't circulate as quickly, then it takes longer to warm up and it doesn't stay as warm. So bear with me. We did look into replacing the entire system, right, as a measure of making all of this move faster. But that was 6 to 8 weeks out versus the about 10 days for the controller. So that's the direction we're going right now and working on speeding that up. So thank you for your patience on that.
Is that the reason why the pool has been closed?
No, that's a separate thing. Thank you for bringing that up. The pool is closed because a small ring that seals the pump system broke. It's a pretty common part. Our pool vendor has ordered it. I would be surprised if the pool's not back up and running today. But when that pump goes down, we can't guarantee the chemical safety, so we have to shut it off.
Oh, okay. And so the heater was,
Exactly.
okay,
Yep.
so, all right, thank you.
Let's see, curb cuts. I'm sure you all have experienced those around the community. Those are, looks great, sorry. Those are almost finished. We're adding some handrails as needed and doing some touch-ups, especially in the gardens right now. But that should be completed no later than, I would say, Tuesday or Wednesday next week. And those will add a lot to the community. I feel like a broken record with this one, but please adhere to our parking policy. It affects everyone in the community. We all have a need to get where we're going quickly and easily, but we do have spaces that we are and aren't supposed to park. So please just respect everyone around you. And the tour is here.
That's okay.
And please park where you're supposed to. That said, we are getting some more signage, especially for up near Buena Vista and the areas, some areas around the community. Some people have been asking, especially bungalows, for better signage for where their bungalow is for their friends when they come. All of that is in the works. Over the next 2 to 3 weeks, we should see some of that. Go ahead.
Just quickly, I want to say that John, who I believe runs or is at least the head of a team that does landscaping around the bungalows, is a terrific guy.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Joanne, yes, he owns the company.
Oh,
It was a big reason why we switched away from the small, the larger company that we had, the smaller company is because we get him on site every single time. And he, cares. Yeah.
He actually asks questions and listens to the answers.
Sure.
So he's good. Thank you.
Yes. That said, we are trimming trees around the bungalows, especially starting next week. So you will hear that, but it's kind of necessary evil with all that noise, because as we all know, those trees are really starting to grow. So bear with us on that one as we work through that next week. And in that same vein, those of you that know Julia, her last day is next Friday. She's moving on. She's moving to Australia to work at a ski resort, so I can't really fault her,
She's
right?
living her best life.
Indeed, she's living her best life, and she's been great. Those of you that know her know that she's really helped out our community and made a lot of things happen for all of us. But we have a few good candidates to replace that in the works, and I'm hopeful that they'll be joining us in the next couple of weeks. So if you see her, tell her thank you and goodbye. That's all I have. As a reminder, the FinOps meetings are the second Wednesday of every month at 9 a.m. in town. Nope. What is this? Go to the alley shoes.
Hi, this has nothing to do with anything that's happened here, but it affects us. If you didn't get mail on Wednesday, you didn't get mail on Tuesday, it's because the equipment is broken at the post office. And so we may get mail today. If we don't, that's the post office. It's not where we live. But people, they were upset, didn't get any mail today. Of course, we had the holiday. We had Sunday and Monday, and then no mail on Tuesday, Wednesday. People were getting concerned. That's the problem. The mailman said he's been their mailman for 8 years, never seen this. But they may have to do it by hand, they said. If that happens, you may get your mail by December. I don't.
Thank you. I did not know that was the cause. I knew I saw a slide up on 1981, but yes, the mail is not our fault. I think it's important.
James, I'm not sure if this is your problem, but traffic is bothering me. I think somebody's going to get injured or killed. In the last 2 days, I have observed people down at this 4 corners where there's 4 stop signs blasting through. One day I took my cane and I hit the something close by that made a loud noise. That person stopped, backed up, and I thought, I'm going to get shot. But I said there was a stop sign there, and that person thanked me and drove away. Yesterday morning, I was walking along where the garbage street goes out into the main entry place. That was a person in a beautiful, shiny silver car, not any kind of a truck or anything, blasted through there without, well, I'm sure they looked. They were young and they can look, but they did not make any attempt to stop.
Yes. To that, I will say 2 things. I think that's in the same vein of the parking, right? It comes down to whether the people around us respect our community or right? And so to everyone, I would say, keep this in mind. We've been pedestrian in our parking lot, that can be congested. So please slow down. And also, we're looking at some speed tables, so essentially more speed bumps. And we're going to move some around once we're done with these concrete cuts. And we're also adding some signage, including a stop sign in the walkway that goes from here to the main building. So there's going to be stop signs there, so that people at least will slow down at the very least, hopefully. Right?
How about a police officer?
Sorry?
Police officer.
I wish, yeah. And we are considering lowering the posted speed limit so that people can generally slow down. I think 15 is a nice idea, but maybe isn't what's needed. Any other questions? Excellent. I'm turning it over to Megan with 360 Well.
Hello, hi. I'm Megan Pearson. I'm your 360 Well coordinator. I'm going to try very hard to speak slow also this month. I am going to start by saying I'm not going to be here for most of June. I will be that first Friday of June, and I'll be gone for about a week and a half. So in that absence, there are some classes that are being canceled. There are several that are being substituted, and there are some that are still in progress of that. So please keep checking LifeLoop for each morning for your up-to-date classes, just because some of them are getting covered after we put everything to on. So we do have 2 new instructors, Mark and Susan. If you haven't yet taken their classes, Susan is teaching some of our aquatics and dance classes, and then Mark was teaching our new Pilates class. So with their additions, we also have opportunities for one-on-one sessions. I know a lot of people have asked about doing private sessions in the pool, and we have the ability to do that this season. And we also have the ability to do one-on-one Pilates reformer sessions, which is a particular piece of equipment apparatus that's only able to be used in a long-term setting. So we do have those available and spaces for those to happen. So if you are interested or curious, have more questions, please call me and let me know. In June, we move into our new role of purpose. So we've done this a few times now since I've arrived, and we just talk about what that means in this particular chapter of life. And so we have a fun discussion. It is moved from its typical date, which is usually on Monday, to Thursday, June 18th. And the topic is crossing the ocean in a canoe. And so we are tying that into purpose. It's a TED Talk being delivered, and then we'll have a discussion that follows. So those are always very interesting when we have participation in attendance, because a lot of that is spent talking amongst each other, and it's just a peer-led discussion. So please join us if you're able. June is also Men's Health Month. So a lot of our programming this month is catered to our guys, some of the health conditions that affect men at a higher rate. And we have 3 different Wellness Wednesday topics, and we're trying to work that all in with purpose and women's health. So dining on Wednesday, June 10th is doing a culinary demonstration, cooking demo. And they are talking about how to increase dietary fiber, which is important for our guys, and then the benefits of lycopene. So both of the entree or choices for that cooking demo, we have pan roasted salmon with tomato garlic sauce to tie in both of those topics. And I think there's a vegetarian asparagus and blue cheese frittata option. So if you're interested in learning how to make either of those, that is our dining Wellness Wednesday. Bayada has their Wellness Wednesday on the 17th. They're talking about cognition and the brain and body connection. A lot of people have asked how to tell the difference between average cognitive decline and something we need to maybe get diagnosed or find more information about. So Kelsey from Bayada is going to talk a lot about that, as well as give actual tangible ways to practice some brain and cognitive skills practices after ECHO. Kirana is doing a men's health topic. So this month we spoke women's health. In June the 24th, Valerie from Kirana is going to talk about men's health. So please join us in the screening room on the 24th for that. And then I just wanted to shout out our support group. So we started a grief support group, which is open to all of our members. And we have maybe like a person or 2 different come to each one of these groups. And so you'll all get to interact. So I just wanted to remind you that group exists. It's on the first Tuesday of each month at 2 p.m. Also in the screening room. If you have questions on if that support group is appropriate, or if you want more information, please reach out to me so we can get you in the right spot. Because we do also have a women's specific group. We call it the Next Chapter Women's Group. This is maybe if you've been out of grief for a little bit longer, we're planning activities together, doing lunches together. So please let me know if that's something of interest as well, and I can get you connected to the right person so you can be up to date. Just with our communication, in case we ever do go off property, do something different. And then our caregiver support group has been going strong, but it is still open to new people. So if you have a person in your life that you are taking care of, please join us. That is always the second and fourth Mondays at 2:30. Also in the screening room. And then lastly, Garden Club. If we are setting out some announcements and updates today, if that is something you want to receive information about, I have to know that so that I can add your emails to this. So please just come let me know if you would like to be added to that list. We are adding our shade structures to our garden beds today, so you should see some new things, like literally at this moment. So questions there, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. And then our health and wellness advisory meetings are the first Tuesday of every month at 4 p.m. And I will still be here, so please come to this meeting so I can get things handled for you. Yeah. Any questions for me? 360 $. Wonderful, thank you. I'm turning it back to Hillary.
Yep, all right. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap it up with some updates on Community Light. Looks like, well, Granny Plot Writing Workshop for the summer stock in August is underway. They had a great writing workshop yesterday. They're actually working with a group of members to really write the play this year. So it's what I've heard is it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I'm excited to see where we end up. So if you want to participate but are nervous to audition, don't have to worry. It's not you audition and you maybe get in, you don't get in. Everybody's in. So please, if you want to participate, consider coming to the auditions next month. The other thing is they're looking for people who want to participate in the Watermark University Been There, Done That series. So for those of you who don't know what that is, that's an opportunity to talk about a life experience. So maybe you took a great trip to China, or you hiked the Appalachian Trail, or you had a fabulous cruise to Alaska, or you had a really, interesting life experience for work. It's an opportunity to take something you've experienced and present it to others to sort of share in that experience. So if you'd like an opportunity to do that or have something you'd really like to share, please reach out to the Community Life team. We're always looking for more experiences to share with our membership. On the 5th, there is an artist reception for our member, Diane Thomas. She's going to be also giving a demonstration of her techniques on June 22nd. So that's in Thrive, and just a little teaser to hopefully participate and come and join in that reception. And last but not least, it looks like the Daniel Estrada Orchestra at the Century Room on June 8th is coming up. You can purchase tickets for $33 with the concierge by Monday, June 1st. So those are the teasers I have for Community Life. The other reminder is that their advisory meeting is the second Wednesday of the month at 11, and it's the only one that's in the screening room. No, Megan's is in the screening room. So any questions for Community Life?
When is the Granny Show?
When is the Granny Show?
The Granny Show, I do not have the exact date yet. Is it August 30th? Megan knows, August 30th. So we still got a couple months to get it written and rehearsed and ready to go, and hopefully we'll have a great time. And the plan is for it to be again at Arts Theater Express down at the Park Place Mall, and I'm sure it will be as good as all the years past. So looking forward to that. So, does anybody have any other questions, comments, thoughts, ideas, concerns? I want to echo the sentiment about speed safety because I agree with you. I've done a lot of this myself. We do have posted speed limit. We do have stop signs. I think it's a constant sort of reminder to everybody to be attentive on campus. And again, James and I are looking very strategically at how we can force people to slow down. Yeah, that's it.
I'd like to suggest that people still should not prop doors open. There are rocks by many doors, and people are propping the doors open. The javelina come very close to the building. One day they'll come inside and you'll know that door has been propped open.
You're absolutely right. It's a good reminder, Esther. We can definitely put something in the e-blast about that. And James's point is a good one. It's a big campus with 350,000 plus square feet. And as much as we'd like to be able to police every square foot, the best police of what we do around here is holding each other accountable to our community standards. So if you see something, say something to your neighbor. Hey, please don't prop the door open. We want the building to stay safe and secure. And that's the best we can do, right? And I agree with you. And we have a nice family of deer now too. I saw them yesterday at lunchtime. I was surprised that they were kind of out in the heat of the day, but yeah, it's all of our responsibility to take care of this beautiful community that you all call home and that we have the pleasure of working on. So, any other questions? All right, thank you all. Appreciate your time. Have a great Thursday. I'm gonna let you do it before I screw it up. Thank you. You're welcome. I'll be back to you. Yeah.